Continuing on from last week's video on owner's risk and the example of St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, Canada, the question is, why would any respected architect or engineering firm that wants to actually make money play in the P3 game? The two-phase P3 bidding process goes like this. The RFP phase is where a procurement department or organisation like Infrastructure Ontario identify a need, hire a team, produce an output spec, and qualify 3 bidders. The bidders are consortia, and they are bidding to finance, design, build, and maintain this project that they deliver. So if you're one of the 3 final bidders, you've had a small win, i.e. you've won the option to participate in the Hunger Games. So there's only a 1 in 3 chance of you winning this. Everything goes to the winner, and the 2 losers have to split. Last time I was involved, $800,000 between them. When you consider it costs $2 to $3 million to bid these projects, $800,000 is not a lot of money. When you then add in the fact that any lawyers working on this work on hourly charge and take no risk, that $800,000 typically goes down to about $400,000 or $300,000. Because, you know, lawyers' mothers didn't raise fools. They don't work for free. Engineers and architects, they do. So once you've become a qualified bidder, you have to raise the money. You have to put a team together. You have to design it. That means take that design from concept to pretty much construction documents. And then you have to submit that bid and go through an awarding committee process and win the bid. The bid is a total life cycle bid, so you have to include everything from design to construction to maintenance to running it. And the winning bidder basically becomes an owner. They run the facility and they go into contract with the government or the local authority to run the facility for 25 years at a fixed and escalating rent. And then at the end of that, there's a nominal handover of the project or the property to the government for a nominal dollar. So it's a big boys game. No small firms can play in this. The days of medium or small size architecture and engineering firms doing hospital projects, for example, have gone away. But the question is, why would you do this? It is an all or nothing Hunger Games here. You win, and if you win, it's great. But if you are a winner, let's think about who actually wins. The banks win and the lawyers win. They take no risk here. You know, lawyers work hourly, bankers work, and they sell their money at a interest rate, the VIG, right? So there's no risk there. The consortia who win own the project, the real estate, the asset, but that is typically the construction firm, the engineers and architects very rarely or never, in my experience, and I've worked on over 10 of these projects, never participate in the ownership. So if you're an engineer and architect, you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars bidding this job, tens to hundreds. You've only got 1 in 3 chance of getting the work. And if you get it, you're getting it at a rate. You're not participating in any ownership upside, any long-term income, no protection against inflation. Why would you play this game? You've got to be out of your mind. One of the reasons I sold my engineering firm at the end of the day was when I realized there was no money in this business. Now, it took me 40 years to get there, so obviously I'm not that bright, I'm a bit slow. But at the end of the day, I do not understand why engineers and architects do this. They could just say no, or they could participate, say no, and negotiate a piece of the pie, so that they at least got some upside on the asset side. Because typically, in my experience, certainly in the UK, jobs that were won, the winning consortium built the job at cost or a loss, but they had an asset. They started getting cash flow from the asset, then they sold the assets on for a capital gain, right? Again, engineers and architects not participating in that. So why would you play this game? Maybe it's a bit like Richard Gere. Do you remember that movie, An Officer and a Gentleman, where Lou Gossett Jr. is hosing down Richard Gere? Richard Gere's doing press-ups, and Lou Gossett Jr. is saying, "Why are you here? Why do you want to be an officer?" He says, "I got nowhere else to go." Is that what we're talking about here? If you choose to play this game, may the odds always be in your favour, but know you are in the Hunger Games.